Hello everybody and welcome again. This short video will be looking at the acceleration phase of sprinting mechanics, and the drill I'll be using is falling starts. So just before we get into it, I have a few pictures here of top end athletes coming out of the blocks in their first acceleration phase, and the importance of putting this here is it will show you how my falling start drills are supposedly going to mimic these positions. I also have a picture with a demonstration of the phases that an athlete may go through let's say 100-meter sprint, and the positions they would pick up. So let's look at some of my athletes and myself going through the falling start drills. We'll look at them at real time, then I'll slow them down and break them down a little bit more for you. The four people I am doing the falling start drills on are people that do not sprint as a primary. It'll be interesting to see how the drills help those people and myself increase on our start acceleration phases of our runs. So looking back at the picture that I put up previous that shows the athlete going through the different positions and phases of a sprint, the full starts drill would fall between D and E on the picture, giving the athlete that horizontal plane that they're looking for when they're starting their acceleration phase. So setting up the technical model of the falling starts, you have your athlete standing and you basically do exactly what it says on the tin. You fall into your start, placing the athlete into a horizontal plane, and you fall up until the last minute of putting that foot on the ground, and then you drive away. The drill is great for teaching the athlete to get their head down and drive. What I've also found with the drill is it's a perfect way for me as a coach to have a look at the athlete's shortcomings when they're driving. Back into real time, a week later from doing the initial videos, I feel my athlete has developed a better understanding for the acceleration phase, and it proves it here in his strides. So slowing it back down, let's take a look at it. The athlete hits a better angle when coming out of the full start drill, and although some work is still needed, he can pick up better positions throughout his acceleration phase. Moving on to the athlete I'm about to show you now that I was working with the week before, still haven't had a chance to re-evaluate this person and go and work with them again. However, there is a lot you can see different compared to the athlete that we just slowed down and had a look at improving. It is very noticeable from the start that this athlete doesn't get enough forward lean from the full start drill. And something that is hugely noticeable is that this athlete's acceleration phase finishes pretty early. I feel this is quite common, and something to reevaluate as a coach is whether it is the full start drill not being conducted properly, or whether the athlete just cannot generate enough power to utilize in the movement pattern. One thing we do know, however, is if positions of movements aren't hit, then generating power is increasingly harder. So it might be worth just helping this athlete drill out the exercise and make it a lot more efficient, developing upon the skill of the falling starts drill. Overall, I think the full starts drill is a great drill to help us pick up on little discrepancies in the movement pattern. Something to note on my behalf is the arm movements and the swing and the drive out of the movement. Also, coming out of the drive, I take a really long stride as opposed to getting my foot on the floor as quickly as possible. What is apparent is I take a very long stride out of the blocks, and then a shorter stride, then a longer stride, as opposed to taking the more traditional short stride and increasing as you pick up acceleration. I feel this is a mix of motor pattern as a skill and some flexibility discrepancies. As you can see from this athlete, he does exactly that. Short stride and opens up as he increases on his acceleration. However, it is also apparent that if he improved on his own flexibility issues, his acceleration speed will most probably increase. Just going back to the technical model of the full start drill, you start in a standing plane and fall horizontally towards the floor, and begin your acceleration as soon as your foot hits the floor and drive out the blocks. I really like the drill because as a coach it gives me an indication on how the athlete accelerates out of the blocks, what their natural patterns are and where their discrepancies may be. It also shows me what their stride lengths are and where they may be tight through those areas. It also allows us as coaches to work on the skill of the movement pattern through the acceleration phase of the sprint rather than just capacity work. Give the full starts drill a go.